All right, and we'll give we'll give a couple minutes for folks to start joining in while I get everything shared out. Carl, if you definitely want to entertain our guests while I'm laser focused on my web browsers, that would be much appreciated here.
And I'm just wondering, guys, are you guys watching any new programming since you're shut in? I know I've been finally getting caught up with Person of Interest. That's always been the show I wanted to watch.
I'm on Disney Plus. I'm on a lot of Fire Stick soft modded softwares. Picard. I've been watching Picard. That's been pretty good.
Okay. What about you, JC?
I finally sat down and watched some TV with the wife last night. We watched a show on Netflix with Mark Wahlberg, where he's a crooked cop, or he comes out of prison. Something Netflix had. It was pretty good.
Spencer,
that
one was good.
What's the name of that thing? I forget. I just watched that too. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it's the first time in a long time I've had time to sit down at all.
Yeah, and I know there's a few. I hadn't been to the movies in a long time, even before they shut it down. But me and the wife went to see The Photograph. It was like a Valentine's Day debut movie, love story type thing. So I knew I had to have my 5-hour energy before I went. I think I dozed off like the first 2 minutes, but then after that I was up and wide awake. You have to know yourself, right? So I know the 5-hour minute, because they used to get mad. My kids like, "Why are you falling asleep? You're embarrassing me. You're falling asleep at my play." My wife goes, "Well, are you not interested in this movie I'm interested in?" So whenever I had to do those two things, I had my 5-hour energy and I'm wide awake.
It's so difficult when you're just so tired,
right? Because you get in the movie theater, you've been running around. I never sit still, and then it's dark, quiet. It's sleep time.
So, do you crash? I've never, in all my life, I've never had a 5-hour energy. Do you crash when you have those? No. I've always steered away from those.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with it. But again, I don't take it regularly. Just those few occasions that I'll take it.
All right. So we got some folks. Hey, we got 2Day 4 on. We got Keo on. We're getting the crew. Devil Waldo. What's up? We got everyone joining us. Sorry, folks.
People.
We're just getting up and running here. We're going to do the intros and get going here in no time. All right. So, Keo, my brother Keo. I love that. I don't know. The mods I see. The mods I see on the 2Day 4 channel are probably some of the best. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, he does some amazing arcade 1-up mods.
Now, who are you talking about? I missed that.
Let's see here.
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby. Bobby.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Talking about Bobby.
Yes, I bow before Bobby's.
Oh man, Bobby is nuts. He comes out with the crazy mods. He's constantly modding.
Yes,
yeah, I think Bobby is probably one of the best. If we had a Mount Rushmore right now of best arcade 1-up modders, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely a modder for sure. I give him the modder award for doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, his YouTube is to die for, and he's done the best to date Toy Shock mod with the full 32-inch screen. Absolutely fabulous.
Okay,
Ghostbusters.
All right, guys, we are ready to start the show proper. This is going to be, what is this? What number are we? We are episode 12 of the Loft Report. It's going to be called Beer Me. I think we all need a drink with what's going on in the world. And we're going to go ahead and let, as always, Detroit Love do his legendary intro, and I'll play the music.
What up, YouTube? It's Detroit Love, P-Dubs, JC, and Disability. Let's get it started.
That's right, everybody. It is Sunday, March 22nd, 2020, and you are tuning into the Loft Report, your arcade and gaming podcast show. And this is episode 12, Beer Me. And I got to say, guys, with what's going on in the world, we're hoping you hang out with us for an hour, have a blast. Let's talk arcades, let's talk gaming, and hopefully we can help you guys take your minds off what's going on in the world. That's what we're here to do. Joining me, as always, is my partner in crime, Detroit Loves. Say hello.
Have a blast and a beer.
Yes, beer me. And we have a couple of special guest stars making his return to the world. We have, of course, Angel. How you doing, buddy? Disability upgrades.
I'm doing good, guys. Thank you for having me.
That's fantastic. And we have making his Loft Report debut. We have JC from Tulsa Arcades. How you doing, JC?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
All right, guys, do us a favor. Make sure you subscribe to P-Dub's Arcade Loft on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to Detroit Love on YouTube. And make sure you follow the Loft Report Arcade and Gaming Podcast Show. You can find it on all of your favorite podcast listening platforms. We are everywhere. We are on Google, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, you name it, you'll see it. And we hope you support the show. And let's go ahead and let's dive into it, guys, because we have a ton of things to talk about. So for starters, I wanted to kick off the show here and talk a little bit about Burger Time. We seem to have, with Arcade 1-Up, all these, as people are receiving their cabinets this week, we've seen several YouTube reviewers post review videos, and we see some feedback about the control system, that they don't like the the 8-way controls, considering the games all need 4-way. We've also seen complaints about the screen size being too small on the horizontal games. It's only 12 inches. And now I've seen reports on the group fan pages on Facebook that the Burger Time cabinet is not actually saving the high scores when they power on and off the machines. Wow. Which I think that would be kind of a first for Arcade 1-Up, because they've always been known to make sure that your high scores save. So with these issues, some of it seems kind of small to me. Like, in my opinion, you just throw on a 4-way restrictor gate. I think Cool Toy put together a fantastic review video yesterday. If you guys haven't checked it out, throw on that 4-way restrictor gate, play your games, you're done. It's a cheap fix. Boom, boom, you're done. But when it comes to the 12-inch horizontal screen, I mean, I saw it at CES. I didn't get a chance to play it. I just looked at it. But until I get my cabinet, I can't tell you whether or not I support that 12-inch for the horizontals. And then also with what's the other thing? The saving high scores, I think that's an interesting issue that I would love to hear kind of get flushed out more. Detroit Love, what do you think about all this stuff coming out about Burger Time? It seems like this cabinet, ever since it was first announced as a Karate Champ cabinet almost a year ago, has just been on a roller coaster ride.
I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, obviously, when you make a big deal of this thing and make it a special cabinet, and then you get it and it's not so special, that's not going to help your business. I mean, they chose to do this where it's just mail only, mail order only, right? Internet only, and not putting it in the stores. I think they just shot themselves in the foot with it. I think I don't know. I don't like the idea of these online only deals. I like to be able to get in the store and put my hands on things. I like for people to be able to get them first so they can, make these decisions and help people make the buying decisions, right? Because when we get them, when we play with them, we show them what the issues are versus people have to order them blindly, right? And then they receive them and have these issues. I think that's the part where it's really disheartening. They have been making these efforts to try and have better quality and better products, and to release this at this time, I think that's detrimental to them. Is it going to hurt their business? Probably not. But if they're image-wise, yeah, they're going to take a stab as a result of that.
What do you think, JC? You have Arcade 1-Up cabinets, right? And
yeah, I have a few. They're more my test cabinets. Let's put it that way.
Test cabinets for future mods.
Future mods and different stuff. My take on it. Upgrade the monitor always. The joysticks, I've seen issues with that in the group, especially in our group, the Arcade 1-Up and modding group. A lot of people are complaining about the high score. So it's kind of shocking to see Arcade 1-Up. They've been doing pretty good. Now they're kind of going backwards, it seems like.
Right.
Okay. Now we're getting some comments in the chat, guys, and definitely, if you have the Burger Time cabinet, please let us know because I don't have mine yet. I want to get this verified. I saw 2 posts today where the community members were complaining that their Burger Time cabinet was not saving high scores. Sean Powers, who is a wonderful supporter of the show, thanks, Sean. He just went ahead and he powered on and off his machine, and he says his high scores are saved. So let's definitely figure this out. Maybe it's isolated to a few machines, or maybe, just maybe, it's not an issue at all. Like I don't know. This has just been popping up. And then I think Rex from the Rexer show, he put a fantastic comment here. If you want to play Bad Dudes, you can't do the special jumps without having an 8-way gate. So it's like, but then again, you're kind of punishing yourself when you're playing Burger Time and Karate Champ because the 8-way just doesn't perform as good as what a 4-way would. So
that's been my issue with Arcade One Up from day one. You're making a decision to add horizontal games to landscape cabinets or vice versa. You know what I mean? Why mix up these things? Why add that complexity to a cabinet that you're putting together? You know what I mean? It's different if I decide to mod this thing and now I have vertical and horizontal games on it, and now I have to deal with 4-way and 8-way. We were talking about that with Popeye, right? I'm playing Popeye on this 8-way, but that's something I chose to do, right? I put this, this Raspberry Pi here with all, 2,000 games on it. But when you're deciding as a company that I'm going to put 2 to 4 games on a machine, and then you decide to put a horizontal game on a vertical cab or a vertical cab on a horizontal game, and this one takes 8-way and that's 4-way, why do that when you are picking the games to go on the cabinet? And that baffles me why they choose to. If they didn't put the game on it, we wouldn't have the game, and we wouldn't have the problem with 8-way and 4-way gates. So they're choosing to make their own mess to lie in, and that's just silly to me as a company.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I could think of is when they're building these cabinets and they produce, let's say, a prototype and they give it to, let's say, Data East, and they want to secure the licenses to have their games on their machine. Maybe something's going on there behind the scenes, like with the licensing, like, okay, we'll let you use these 4 games, and now maybe they're stuck with these 4 games, and then they have to choose the lesser of 2 evils. Burger Time and Karate Champ are definitely the headliners on that cabinet, so you got to have the vertical screen. But then again, why not give them the best controls? You know what I mean? It's just interesting. I just feel bad that this cabinet just seems to be on a roller coaster. But then again, they only have about 300-400 units left, and it's going to be sold out. So. We'll see what everyone says as they start receiving.
Hopefully they won't do this again on the future. I mean, I think this was kind of a rush project on it myself.
Well, I mean, it has been going on for about, almost a year now, right? We've seen, like, at first they started around this time last year showing us Karate Champ teaser pics.
Right. It's rushed from that standpoint that it started as one thing, then morphed into another, and it's like, okay, we got to get this thing out. And,
right.
I mean, but they got to make better decisions on the games that they're choosing to put on these cabinets, because it doesn't make any sense to shoot themselves in the foot with the decisions that they're making. Yeah, they got the license for the game, but they can put that game on a different cabinet that's better built for that particular game.
I prioritize the games that match with whatever the joystick requires. I totally agree with you on that one.
Right. I mean, you look at Galaga. It came with 2 games. Galaxian, nobody plays Galaxian after they got Galaga, right? But at least those 2 games are vertical. If they threw on a 3rd game just to satisfy the need for me to have more than 2 games, and they put on something that was a landscape, that would be terrible, and that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I'd rather have 2 games that fit the cabinet than you to add a 3rd game or a 4th game on it that's not appropriate for that cabinet. They have to make those better decisions going forward.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to harp on it too long. We definitely have a lot of stuff we want to cover. But I got to say, until I get my own Burger Time cabinet, it would be unfair of me to make a total, this is my opinion on it. But from what I can see is it seems like if you can fit a adjustable restrictor gate where you can adjust the gate on the fly as you're switching between the 4 games, that seems like an easy fix. When it comes to the screen size on the horizontal games, there's no fix there. But folks like Cool Toy have posted fantastic review videos saying it's not that bad. So we'll have to check that out, see if the 12 inches suffices. And then what was the other issue? Oh yeah, the save high scores. That is unconfirmed if that is really an issue at this time. It might just be isolated to one or two machines out there. So, all right. So let's keep on trucking, guys. So also making its rounds in the world of the arcade news this week is the At Games Legends Ultimate Pew Pew light guns. Light guns are here. Light guns are legit, and light guns are USB supported. So I definitely wanted to get your thoughts on this, Angel, JC, Carl. What are your guys' initial thoughts before I dive? Because obviously I have so much hands-on experience with this. What are you guys thinking, as well as everyone in the chat? What are you guys thinking about At Games giving you the ability to plug in aim track light guns via USB and playing light gun games on the cabinet? Take it away, Carl.
Well, like I said, we've talked about the Legends, and I don't have one in my collection right now. But the more they add these type of things on it, it's definitely something I would consider, because light guns is one of those things that I have always wanted to relive that childhood. Who hadn't played Duck Hunt, right?
Yeah.
And House of the Dead and all these other things over the years, man. The gun games are fabulous, man. And we've seen people use Wii's and put Wii's in there and Wii controllers and all these type of things. If we can get a legit solution, man, I'm all for it.
Yeah. What about you, Angel? What do you think about light guns on the Legends?
My desire for a light gun has always been Duck Hunt. I used to have the super scopes. I mean, I definitely would like a light gun, but it's got to be reliable. It's got to be something that's right. You would think right now with today's technology, we would have a light gun that has no problems. I don't understand why there isn't anything. Why hasn't there come out with something good that we can actually accept? I mean, when Nintendo came out with their Duck Hunt collection back then, I mean, it was flawless. I thought it was flawless. Everybody played Duck Hunt, had no issues with it. Now, with today's technologies and today's TV, you would think we have a light gun that works flawlessly, and I'm still waiting for one.
Yeah. What about you, JC? What are your thoughts?
I don't have the At Games cabinet. I do have my own builds here, and as far as light guns go, I'm definitely building a light gun cabinet myself using the Wii. I do have that Voyage of the Dam. I have not actually played it. I don't have time to play it, but I bought it because, I was like, man, well, I'll play this with my kids sometime when I get some time. But, man,
Right.
You know how that goes with me. I hardly have any time.
Yeah.
Light guns are awesome. House of the Dead was my favorite. I grew up on that with the Dreamcast. I played that, I don't know how many times. I beat that game probably 70, 80 times, if not more, playing it with a group of friends, trying to get better scores, just nailing every shot. It was great. I love the Dreamcast. That was the way to go back then on that House of the Dead game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I can tell you guys from a lot of experience, because I did work with At Games on the beta team. I was in the particular beta group working with the light guns, and it was definitely a very time-consuming yet exciting project. And I think it's cool that oh, by the way, one of my favorites is in the house. Wolfie Nose. Sorry, had to say hi to my boy real quick. So yes, light guns. So this is not groundbreaking technology, right? I mean, this is something that it's been around for years, and you still have an infrared sensor. And honestly, it's kind of, a pain in the butt, setup process, right? Because it's not like plug, play, and you're up and running immediately. You got to calibrate the gun. You got to calibrate it on your computer. You got to make sure that you calibrate it on the machine itself. Now, this whole Sinden is it Sinden or Sinden? How do you pronounce it? The Sinden light gun project, where it's going to actually be compatible with LCD TVs or LED TVs, where you don't actually have to have an infrared sensor anywhere. Like, everyone's been waiting for this thing for a year. I mean, they started a Kickstarter project, and I think they wanted $25,000 to fund the project, and the guy got almost $300,000 in Kickstarter funds. And it's been a year, and that gun is still not available. And we don't know if it's even going to come out. We don't know if it's even available. And there's other YouTubers, content creators who are hanging their hats on this thing like, don't even waste your money because guess what? It's coming. Well, we don't know that for sure, guys. And until I see a definitive, guys, it's going to be available August 2020. The question for the community is, should you wait? Do you want to wait and spend $100 on that gun? Or do you just want to spend $100 today on an aim track gun and play today? Like I guess it's going to be personal preference. How important are playing these light guns to you, light gun games to you today is my opinion on where that stands. What do you think, Carl?
Well, we're modders. So as modders, we like options.
Right.
We don't want to be stuck with just one option. We want to have as many options as possible. And if they don't make it right, we got enough talent out here to make some modifications and make a solution. That's the great thing. We got a lot of minds, a lot of people interested in having these things play authentically, for them to be fun. So, the more the merrier, I feel. But, those crowdfunding things are always a risk. They're under really no obligation to, fulfill it. They can run off with the money and never produce a product, and that happens. So it's a huge risk in doing that. So obviously, if there's an off-the-shelf solution that people can use, then obviously that is a great solution to have as an option.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And, I think one of my favorite guys of all time is Glenn from Glenn's Retro Show. And I'm going to steal his quote from the Retro Buzz. It's better to have the options and not use it than to not have the option at all. And I think that definitely is the case with light guns. So in my opinion, guys, if you want to play guns today, get an aim track light gun. You can get it working on an arcade one-up, an at-games machine, your TV at home, and you can play light gun games today. If you don't want to wait, if you want to wait for new technology, you're going to be waiting, but we don't know how long. It could be 2 months. It could be 6 months. It could be another year because of events in China. Who even knows when this Sinden light gun is going to come out, right? JC, what do you think about that? Do you know anything? Are you familiar with this new Sinden light gun that's coming out?
I've heard about it. I've been keeping an eye on the light guns because I have a lot of customers that want light guns in their cabinets. It's becoming more of a popular trend. So I am following up with it. We are watching it. Like I said, right now, my new cabinet that I'm getting ready to do for my demo is going to have a Wii in it, a modded Wii. And then that way you can just pick your games from the hard drive and go through there. So I am putting a bunch of shooters on my Wii and starting to get into the gun games.
Yeah, I will admit, Wii rail shooter games are still probably one of the best experiences you're going to have. They have so many of them, and they all play great. So let's see here. What about you, there, Angel? What do you think before we pivot?
I like I said, I don't want to spend money on something that's not going to work, and then I got to send it back unless I get it from Amazon, and I got that right to send it back. But I rather wait for the technology and wait for the reviews from others. A lot of the reviews from the community, especially on Facebook, I definitely like to listen to and read. And if they're having great, moments with it, that I rather, go with what they say and can give that a shot. But for me to just buy guns, I mean, back in the days, that's what we did. We used to buy a lot of accessories for our stuff, and nowadays you just got to be picky. You got to be picky, and you got to be wise with what you buy and not just splurge out. I mean, if you can do it, you can do it. If you're not, if you can't and you don't have the time to do it, it's best not to just splurge on something just to test it and find out you're not going to use it for a while. And I'd rather have something I'm going to use and play with all the time.
Yeah, appreciate that. So, Carl, I'm going to get my screen shared here. We're going to kind of pivot because this relates to light guns, as you've had a recent experience with the Voyage of the Dead, which let me get the screen. And why don't you start introducing the community about this topic while I get this all fired up here for you?
Yeah, well, there's a company called PDP, and they have this Mars Voyage of the Dead starter pack. It's about $100 on Amazon. It comes with this a light gun and a camera that you hook up to your Xbox or your PS4. And so back in November, I purchased the system I purchased from them directly, but it was taking so long to arrive. I went ahead and bought it from Amazon. And, the way the setup is quiet. It has this camera, and you have to place it and synchronize with it. And you have to sit it in such a way that it's about 6 feet from the TV, and it was just a very awkward setup, for most people. I mean, I have a huge man cave down here, and it was just not. I had to get a ottoman and place it between me and the TV to set this thing up, and then it had syncing problems with it. But I was so excited about it, and JC said he's got it and hadn't opened it yet, but there was some syncing problems. Once I finally got the thing up and going, the game just wasn't all that exciting.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, that sucks. Because I was really looking for. I was excited about it. I mean, I was so discouraged about it. I didn't even take my camera out and record anything of it before I sent it back. I'm like, get this thing out of here.
That sucks. That's bad to hear, man. Because I haven't even got a chance to play it.
Yeah, because I know Amazon gives you a certain time when you can send the thing back, but I was very disappointed with the limited gameplay and just the setup that you had to do with it. So I'm excited about any type of light gun that I can put a sensor right up on the marquee or right under the screen or somewhere. But that 6 foot thing was just ridiculous. I mean, it's like, who has you got to sit out a chair or something.
Restrictions aren't good.
What's that?
I said the restrictions aren't good.
Yeah, it was horrible, man. And I mean, I had a lot of problems syncing up that game. I had 2 of them because I ordered it from the company, right? And it was taking so long, so I ordered it from Amazon. So I ended up having 2, and the syncing issue was the same on both. So I was very disappointed with that. So I obviously sent the one back to the company. I kept the one from Amazon for a while, but I was like, let me send this thing back because I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play it. It just was not a good experience.
But Carl, I mean, look right there. They're having so much fun. It must be a great experience.
Yeah, yeah. It was not a fun experience at all. And look at that girl here, the second girl there. Look at not even that.
That's a bummer to hear because I still have it in the box. Like I said, I can't return mine.
Well,
So
we'll crack it open. Let's see if you have the same experience with it. I got that thing back in that box before the deadline was over.
Could have been a faulty camera. You never know.
Yeah, like I said, I finally did get it synced, but once the gameplay, I grew bored of it pretty quickly. So
honestly, when I pause the video right here, guys, I really think the second girl is onto it, and she's really saying, "This sucks."
Right.
I think that's what she's saying. Now, I've never touched one of these personally, so I'm going to trust your guys' opinion. And what you guys are saying is bad experience. Voyage of the Dead. This gun thing. Don't get it. Folks in the chat, if any of you have touched this, definitely throw your comments in the chat. Let us know if you think that this is a worthwhile purchase. But Detroit Love, no go, right? Thumbs down.
And we'll have JC back on after he cracks his open.
Yeah,
you
gotta get some time first, man.
Right. You got to get it done before the babies come, the twins come, because you'll never have a chance after that. So
I'll be honest, with experience on PDP products, they're not that bad. Some of their products are just better to look at because I had a control. I had bought a Mortal Kombat control from them only because I'm a diehard Mortal Kombat fan. But after a while of using it, the buttons started to wear out their colors and their logos and stuff, and I had to send it back. And they sent me a new one, and I just left it in the box and put it away because I just didn't want, to wear out the buttons again. So PDP products are pretty good, but they're more good just to have on display, not to really use and stuff like that, to be honest.
Yeah, guys. I think a good way to look at it is if you want to play a little bit more modern rail shooter games, Nintendo Wii, you're going to get a great experience playing with the Wii guns and all that kind of stuff. And the games have great graphics. They're smooth. They're a lot of fun. And you can play it on your TV. You could stick it in an arcade machine. We've seen some Wii mods in the past. It's basically a plug and play mod. It's not that fancy. But still, it's a good way to get it up and running on an arcade machine and have a good experience. But that's if you want to play the more modern, House of the Dead, things like that. If you're looking to play some of these really classic retro games, you can do it on the At Games Legends Ultimate using the aim track and putting the Bring Your Own ROMs on a flash drive. But keep in mind, guys, you're not going to be able to play House of the Dead or Ghost Squadron or Link's Crossbow Trainer or any of those games. You can't get those games. The internal hardware for the At Games Legends Ultimate is not powerful enough to run those games off the USB. You can stream those games to the cabinet, but if you want to put them on a USB, it's not going to happen. The hardware inside the cabinet is not strong enough to run those Wii shooters. But there's a ton of classic arcade shooters. I mean, so far I have tested and gotten upwards of 20, 25 going, and they're a lot of fun if you want to kick it old school, kick it retro. Again, it's all comes down to personal preference. Do you want to play the more modern stuff, or you want to have a more retro experience?
And I like the retro experience. I mean, all of the games, I keep them retro. I keep them old school. That's what I grew up on. That's the farthest back I can go without getting a ColecoVision or something, you know, or in television. But I love playing the old classic games. The other things are cool, but there's enough games out there to make that gun viable in this situation, for sure.
Okay. All right. So we got a question in the chat. Nick said, P-Dubs, your gun has recoil. Did you hook it up yet? So I did order the aim track gun with recoil, but I don't have the separate power supply, excuse me, which you have to buy separately to actually test it and see how it works. So, and honestly, I've heard a lot of bad things about the recoil, so I'm probably not even going to go that route. But if you do get one, definitely let me know in my social medias how that recoil works with the Legends Ultimate. Look at this. Poor Wade. He's trying to get his Wii going on a 100-inch TV, and he's having trouble, man. I wish I had a 100-inch TV. First world problems, bro. I'm running out of toilet paper to wipe my butt. This guy's got a 100-inch TV. Lucky duck.
That's funny.
Okay. Oh, by the way, guys, make sure you check out 2Day4 on YouTube. Bobby Vu. He's one of the best modders out there. He's got another video coming up, and I have no problem hyping this on my channel. I love watching Bobby's work. He does a great job. So, Bobby, by all means, hopefully folks will check out your channel and hit that subscribe button. Okay, guys, let's kind of keep things moving, right? We got a lot of stuff going on. So what we want to do is, obviously, we have guest stars. We need to talk about these guys and what they got going on in their world. And we're so happy that Angel Otero is out of the hospital, back in business, making your light up marquees, the best marquees in the business. And buddy, welcome back.
I appreciate that. I want to give thanks more to the community. They're the ones that really got me going out, besides, you know, my family, of course, my wife and my kids, but the community, they were more supportive on take your time, no rush. That's what I like to hear. When I have customers that tell me that, then I feel more happy to get back to work and get back in that garage and, you know, get things done right, the proper way, the easy way, and the more relaxed way. Because when you're rushing, and JC, you should know, when you're rushing something, a lot of mistakes happen, a lot of issues happen, and a lot of
next day shipping and rushing stuff is not good.
Exactly. You got to run to the post office. You got to get that label out done. You got to do so much. You got to do so much stuff.
Products come out a lot better when you take your time and look at them and say, hey, is the customer going to like this?
Exactly. And and right now I'm finding time where I'm taking it so slow that I'm actually taking pictures of every marquee that I do now in a homemade light box. And P-Dubs, I sent you a picture of yours. You saw the way it looked. It was on a homemade light box, and and it's just easier to have that image now that I could post on Instagram and people could see my product there now. Much easier than to show them, you know, a sample of someone, you know, something that I don't have. So it's so much easier to take your time and take it slow. So for now on, anybody that wants a marquee, there's like a 3-week wait period. You know, I will probably beat that, but I rather say that and get it out there so that way I can be relaxed and more comfortable at what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think your health is more important than building marquees for the community, and you have such a loyal following in the community. I don't think people are going to fault you if it goes from a 1-week turnaround to 3, in my opinion. And honestly, whenever we order stuff from other aftermarket modding companies or partners, it takes 2 to 4 weeks sometimes for stuff to show up. So that's still average with your competitors. So I have no issue waiting 3 weeks.
Right. We got to keep this thing in perspective. You know, Arcade One came up with these fabulous products. They weren't perfect, and the community came together with guys like JC and Angel and said, look, we can improve on these things. And these are individuals, you know, that are making these things happen. And they're one guy. They don't have a shop in China. They don't have a manufacturing plant. These guys are taking their abilities and their skill sets and making a product available for the community. And people can't understand it. You're always going to have people that, you know, want the world go somewhere else with that foolishness. These guys are working out of their garages and their homes trying to get this done as quickly as possible. And we appreciate you guys. We appreciate the options that you guys make available for the community.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
But health wise, you're doing okay. You definitely want to let the community know that you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I mean, I'm taking it day by day. I like I told you earlier, I'm on a PICC line, so I'm taking antibiotics directly straight to the heart. I think the hard task is getting up at 9 o'clock and getting it done before 11:30, so I could get the rest of the day done. But other than that, I mean, I'm doing fine. Infection is doing fine. Leg swelling is down. I'm in that garage less hours. I try to do more work off the wheelchair because that's really where the issue started, is the pressure sore. Being in a wheelchair and you sit down in a certain position for so many hours, you tend to get pressure sores and things happen where the body just doesn't want to be in that position all day long. So I try to do work like right now I'm doing this interview on the floor because I'm more comfortable off the chair than I am on the chair for 7-8 hours a day. So I try to do some of my work out of the chair, or I try to set up a nice little setup in the garage where I got a mat on the floor and I just work on the floor and just do things comfortably that way. I just find it so much easier and comfortable that way, and I get work done faster.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I'm jealous. I feel like I need to sit on the floor myself right now. I need to get out of this desk chair.
I mean, it's so much easier for my back and my legs and my body. It's just the way I've always been. I mean, I'm not getting younger. My birthday's at the end of the month, and I'm turning. And it's like it's a joke in the family, but it's a serious joke. Every year, as you get older, you get a new symptom, you get a new complication. And as much as I like my birthday, I worry about, hey, what's next? What's coming up this year? So the older you get, the body just says, hey, it's time to relax. And we want to, like I said, I want to keep doing for the community and keep doing what I love. And I'm sure JC is the same way. He wants to keep doing. But as we get older, our body's going to start telling us, hey, you got to slow it down. We got to take a break.
Yeah, I hear you, man. And by the way, Sean Powers is teasing me because I'm drinking my Michelob Ultra. But Sean, I'm a diabetic, man. I only 2 carbs of sugar per bottle. I can't be drinking the hard stuff, man. It sucks. Trust me, I know.
I'm a liver-batic, and I drink Michelob as well.
Oh, look at that, Michelob Ultra. But by the way, guys, have you tried the Pure Gold? It's not.
That's the best. I think it's
We can't curse, but we can condone beers on this show. This is funny.
Absolutely. And that's what sucks when you're a type 1 diabetic like me. Like, I'm not type 2. I didn't give it to myself. I'm a type 1, which means that, unfortunately, I have no choice, right? Like, I have to be careful with sugar and insulin, and there's a lot of that stuff in alcohol. So I'm stuck drinking like this Corona Premier. I got my Bud Light here. You know what I mean? It's like, what can you do, man? It's that or end up in the hospital. So,
And speaking of birthday, my birthday is tomorrow, guys. So y'all wish me a happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday. How's it feel to be 30?
Yeah. I'll say 34.
There you go. Detroit love does not age, man.
It's all downhill after that.
I'll be 54 tomorrow, so I'm delighted.
Woo!
You don't even look it, man. You really don't.
Man.
Black don't crack.
Yep. Yeah, and Tech Toy TV, make sure you check out his YouTube channel. He does a fantastic. I still think out of all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle review videos, his was the best for Arcade 1-Up. Check out his channel, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Excuse me. He's also a type 1 as well. Him and I have kind of bonded over that as well. It's amazing, guys. Think about it. 12 months ago, I didn't know who the heck you guys were, as well as the hundreds of people I've met in the arcade gaming community, and Arcade 1-Up, At Games, Toy Shock. All these companies have brought us all together, and we have this wonderful community, and I love it. I love talking to all you guys.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Now, by the way, so Angel's back in business, but how's supply and demand going to be? Are you going to be able to get parts before we switch to JC? Are you going to be able to meet the quotas?
Yeah, I can honestly say I cleaned out everything in my garage, so I'm starting fresh today. I am starting the floodgates today. I'm taking orders today. I have LEDs, I have remotes, I have all my wires. I just got to restock on marquees, and that's just a simple trip to my CNC guy because I outsource all that. My graphics are printed, outsourced. My designer is, of course, Mr. Profit. He does all my designs and stuff like that. So we're pretty stocked up and ready to go. I'm ready to start off, but I will like I'm saying, like I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. I will take my time on it so that my product is sent and shipped out perfectly. I'm tired of all these little mistakes. I've done about 2 or 3 of them where I've forgotten this or I've forgotten that, and I'm just rather take my time and look at my order twice. It's the common rule: measure twice, cut once. So that's the same way I'm gonna do this.
Bobby says he's turning 44. Do you guys really think Bobby's 44? That guy looks
Hell
like
no.
he looks like he's 22. I mean, come
Hell
on, man.
He is like, hell no.
Well, Angel, we are super, super excited to see that you are doing good and you're back in business, making the best of the best marquees out there for Arcade 1-Up mods, and we're super, super happy. We're going to pivot now to our other guest star who's been waiting patiently. Look at him right there, JC from Tulsa Arcades. And if you guys don't know who Tulsa Arcades is, while JC kind of introduces himself and kind of tells you about his business, I'm going to share our screen. And looks like we lost Angel there for a minute. He'll probably come right back. Probably his internet dropped. He was on a cell phone. And so I'm going to share the screen, and we are going to kind of show you some of his products while he talks about them. So take it away, my friend.
Well, everybody always asks how Tulsa Arcades got started.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing I'll get into. So back in 2018, I started modding arcade 1-Ups here locally in the Tulsa area and selling them. And that took off pretty well. Then I started buying local kits, and then I started saying, well, to myself, how can I make these products better? You know, what can I do? So we started making our own products. And honestly, I didn't anticipate shipping so much arcade 1-Up stuff. And, you know, we just got into that. My wife and me pretty much just went out and invested into the CNC, and things just took off. As those that know, my wife is she's recovering from cancer, and she is also, now we're pregnant with twins, so we got a lot going on. But Tulsa Arcades basically is a family-owned business. We got started, like I said, back in 2018 when my wife was diagnosed with cancer, and I just decided, okay, I need to sell some arcades. So that's pretty much how we got started, and now it's gone from selling arcade 1-Ups to manufacturing tons of products. It's quite a handful, actually.
And now you have a staff. Of
Oh yeah, we got 2 employees. My guys work about anywhere between I get about 60 hours a week out of them. You know, so we are expanding. Right now, though, we're kind of tightening things down with the virus scare. Like I said, my wife she's got asthma, and, you know, she's pregnant with twins. So this virus scare has kind of got us on edge about letting people come in and out of our house. So we're trying to kind of just operate ourselves. And things are going a little bit slower, but we're doing the best we can. We're still getting orders out, and we're stocking up on supplies just in case we have some kind of shutdown that we can keep the business rolling. But yeah, we've got countercade stuff as shown here. We've got the monitor upgrade kits. We're about to start shipping those next week. We finally got the bugs worked out on the vertical setup. So those are going out, and we're working on some new products. But right now we're kind of focused on just getting orders out before we start making new products.
Yeah, I got to say, so if you guys don't know about his monitor mounts, that's probably one of your top
Oh yeah,
products, isn't it? And
we're pushing probably 50 to 60 of these out a week. It's gotten a little crazy, actually. I'm constantly running the CNC, just cutting these things. It's hard to keep up with the demand. Now, actually, we're slipping. Normally, we'd get these things out probably like 3 days. And now we've got customers waiting almost 2 weeks for kits because we're pushing so many out.
Yeah. And you are probably the go-to monitor mount and bezel solution
Yes.
for the folks who if you want to upgrade your arcade 1-Up cabinet and go from that 17-inch stock monitor to a 19-20-inch monitor. This is the place to go to get your proper monitor mount that fits. What are those? The Dell 2007 FPBs?
Yeah, the Dells and the 19 inches. And then we've got some customers using different brands that are starting to come up now. I'm noticing if you scroll down there's, I think, a Sony. I had a customer just do a Sony, which kind of caught me off because I have not heard about the Sony until just a couple weeks ago. I try to keep up with the monitors to help people, but it seems like the monitor supply is running a little bit low these days. And I think it's because of our kids. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say we've probably shipped out over 2,500 kits, if not more.
Wow, that 2,500, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's insane. And I do have one, and I've been hyping on my channel. I am building my 2 Arcade 1-Up Dream machines, and one of them I'm using your 20-inch monitor mount kit and the 20-inch bezel, and because I'm putting in a 20-inch Dell. And what's something new that you just started doing is now you're able to apply the graphics to the bezel, correct? Because that's what you did on mine.
Yeah, we're offering bezel graphics now. We do also do custom graphics. We have a template, a Photoshop template, where customers can go in and upload their image, and we can print that for them as well. We're trying to come up with some new bezels too. I'm working on doing possibly some on PVC where they have like a lip for like a CRT look. I'm looking at some different options to kind of give you some of that old school feel. That's some stuff that we're probably going to work on trying to do in the future. Right now, we're just, like I said, we're just trying to get these orders out as quick as possible before we start cranking out new products.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, some of the other cool things you sell are the lit risers. I've done reviews for one of these on my channel before. And I think if Sean Powers is still around, I think he won a light up riser, and I think you just shipped it this week as well to him, correct?
Yeah, I believe we got that out this week. The Galaga riser that you see there, we actually made a change. The image that's lit up, you'll notice there's lines running down the screen there. That was a scoreboard. I took that out on the marquee there and made it a little bit better. So, because I had a customer who was like, oh yeah, it looked cool, but we took that out on that one. Our biggest selling riser is going to probably, I have to say, the Mortal Kombat. That Mortal Kombat goes out the door. Probably got 20 or 30 of those going out a month at least. We probably move about 80 to 100 lit risers probably a month. And each riser takes about an hour to assemble. My wife puts the graphics on them, and then she does the T-mold. So they are a little time consuming. They do take a little bit to get out. Most customers are waiting about 3 to 4 weeks on these.
Yeah, and some folks in the chat are commenting that they've purchased your light up risers before. I have one myself, and I think they're great. They add that special touch for the serious. If you want to get like really serious about your riser on your Arcade 1-Up machine, they add that special touch. And yes, they are a bit pricey, but maybe you can kind of explain to folks why your prices, especially when it comes to shipping, are higher than somebody like Amazon.
Well, that's an easy. The first thing about the boxes is we use a pretty thick box, and then we pad these. If anybody knows that they get products from us, we pack our products really well. We don't mess around and skimp. We use packing peanuts, and shipping cost is ridiculous. It's something we can't fix. My wife and I spend about $1,500 a month in packing supplies. We get that delivered every month, so it's probably that the shipping cost that's part of it. As far as the riser goes, their cost in general, like I said, there's about 40 minutes in labor, not including the machine time on these. But they're pretty time consuming. Anybody looks at one, they'll know you got to put the graphics on them, and then you got to do the T-mold. So that's how we kind of justify the price. I have to account for the labor involved in these.
Yeah, absolutely.
And JC and I have been online buddies for a while. You hadn't mentioned yet, but JC also runs the arcade and modding group on Facebook.
I try to, anyways. I'm so busy. Yeah. I let my mods do that now.
right. He's not as strict as other groups are. And
oh yeah, we're pretty laid back in that group. I really don't care what goes in there, for the most part. Other than vendors, because we got a lot of vendors in there. Tulsa Arcade sells products, and I've got a lot of other vendors that I'm friends with as well, and they all sell in there. But we try to keep new people from selling, to keep people from ripping people off.
Yeah. Anytime there's money involved, there's going to be people that try.
Oh, absolutely.
But I do have JC's riser on my Street Fighter.
Yep.
And I
Street
also
Fighter's my favorite, man. I like that one.
yeah, I also have this coin door. I have this coin door. What do you call it, panel?
Mhm.
For my coin door on the Street Fighter as well. That obviously fits any arcade one-up mod. But JC, we started at the beginning.
Oh yeah, man.
And
I remember watching you talking about cutting coin doors before I even had a CNC.
right.
About, man, this thing's a pain, and then I decided, man, enough is enough. I got to start supplying these products to people and making it easier for myself. Like now I can do my own local mods and just drop this stuff right in, and it's easy, makes my life easier. I look at it this way. When I'm designing a product and I'm looking at something, I'm like, how can I make my life easier? And then that makes everybody's life easier.
Right.
So, like trying to do the monitor mod, I came up with that idea before I even had a CNC. And I worked with, talking to other vendors out there. I said, hey, somebody needs to do this. And everybody kind of laughed at the idea and said, I don't think that would be something somebody would want. And then I came out and decided to do it, and it's taken off. The monitor mod is the best mod out there, I think, because you don't have to do the converter board. So you're saving yourself on that converter board, which is about $30. And then you can offset the cost by selling your factory parts too.
True. Yep. True. Now, so like my arcade one-up mod that I'm building right now, I am putting a coin door on using your coin door panel kit that we see right here, as well as I'm using your 20-inch monitor mount and the new Dell 2000, well, not new Dell, but Dell 2007 monitor. So I'm super excited. I remember when I got this box from you for everything that I ordered for my machine, this box was like, and I probably paid I probably bought your dinners for the next week with that massive order. With that massive
I need to change that ticker. I just noticed it. My wife is supposed to be running the website a little bit for me, and I guess that was earlier this year. No, orders are going out before the 1st. I promise.
Oh, look at that ticker. Oh, you're talking about your ticker.
Yeah,
it's old, yeah, look at that ticker. All right, guys, don't freak out.
Orders are going out. They're not next year.
All right, guys. And don't forget, too, that when you use coupon code PDubs, it's really awesome that JC set this up for the channel. You will save 10% on select items. That includes light-up risers. It includes the monitor mounts, the monitor mount kits. What else does it include, JC? Do you remember off the top of your head?
It pretty much includes everything but the coin door, because that coin door we don't have the discount on. But pretty much everything else, and except for the button kits or anything that we don't make in-house, pretty much.
Right. Let's talk real quick about your control panels, because there's a lot of great places out there to get control panels. Your prices in the past, I've noticed, have been very competitive compared to those folks. So I definitely wanted you to talk a little bit about your control panels and the fact that you're putting the graphics on there already, right?
Yeah. We've been doing the graphics for a while. We have templates so customers can do their own graphics as well. We do the countercades. We pretty much were the first to do the countercades, and I've sold a ton of these countercade control panels. Actually, I think Angel got one from me too.
Yeah, I got your I wanted to jump in real quick. I got one of your controller panels for my countercade, and I do got one of your mounts for a monitor that I have there. So I do have two of your products, which are amazing, man.
Thank you. And we now started offering dust covers. We outsource our dust covers from another individual here locally in Tulsa, and he makes all my dust covers for me. We've got the Ninja Turtles, we've got the Mortal Kombat, and we've got the Tulsa Arcades ones. These ones are promotional items. I've had a couple people buy them from the website just to support us, but we put those on our local builds here. And we've got the Mortal Kombat, and then over to the right there. There's our Final Fight. And we've got NBA Jam coming out. We've got Burger Time, and we've got all the machines coming out for each one, pretty much.
So are these 3D printed?
They are 3D printed. Yep.
Oh, very cool.
They're cool. I like them. They they add a little more decor to your arcade.
Right. And
we got the 4-player. Our 4-player. Let's talk about the 4-player real quick.
Oh no, this thing! Oh,
it's a beast, man. Okay, so everybody's going to laugh at this. I designed this. Well, me and my wife, we designed this together. I don't like it. I'm not going to lie. I do not like it, but we sell a ton of it.
Really?
Everybody who orders it loves it, but I think it's my Frankenstein design. It is huge. This thing is 36 inches wide, and it is a beast. But everybody likes it because they feel like it's a good 4-player. Like the controls are perfect where they're at, on the angles there. So it as far as where the buttons and stuff go, it's a great control panel.
And
it's huge.
I don't mean to cut you off, JC, but we have spoken in the past. And I know it sounds crazy, but I told you I wanted to do a 4-player for my countercade. So if you design that, we can do a 4-player for the.
I mean, I could probably do it, man. I could do anything. I mean, look at this 4-player. We came out with this 4-player,
I think it's nice.
It looks like an aircraft carrier. It's huge, but people want big. If you look at the 4-player for the Ninja Turtles, I don't feel it's big enough.
And JC and I have conversations as well in the past about just the 2-player. I've always felt that Arcade 1-Up does not give you enough. I mean, I got decent sized hands, and I never have enough room.
You don't.
I would need another inch or inch and a half or 2 inches on both sides of the normal control panel to be comfortable with it.
We're gonna offer more control panels too. I've got some, 2-player wider panels coming out that I think will be nice. They're gonna have the trackball in the middle. We're working on that. We're gonna have the replacement deck for the 4-player for the Ninja Turtle as well. The top plate where you'll just take that, screw in your old bottom plate. Like I said, personally, I don't feel the Ninja Turtles is big enough. It's just this thing is a beast. It's huge, and everybody likes it though.
Well, when you come out with the beast for the 2-player, I'll be the first one to get it.
Yeah, I'll definitely plan on doing that. It's going to be similar to this. It's going to be a box. Probably just shrink down a little bit.
I don't know, JC. I mean, you and I are friends, and
you don't hurt my feelings any, man.
I know. It looks like it's ready to take off. Like,
it definitely does. Hey, when everybody calls me, they're like, "So tell me about your 4-player." I'm like, "Well, I don't like it." They're like, "Okay," and I'm like, and I laugh, and it's funny. It's like you think you're trying to sell your own product. I tell them, it's just too big. I'm like, you really want to order this? They're like, yeah, and we sell. I think this month we've got, I kid you not, we probably got about 15 of these things going out the door.
You see?
And
wow,
people
can't
love
argue
them.
what the public wants. Can't argue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it. Would I put it on my Arcade 1-Up? No. No. But I design products for people, and if you're gonna do this 4-player, you definitely need to do it the 20-inch. I mean, this guy right here did the 20-inch, and it looks pretty nice. But like I said, I keep selling products. If people like them and they tell me they love them and they're happy with them, we're going to keep selling them, even if I don't like them.
And the nice thing is you have your own CNC, so you make them as you order them, so you're not stocking up something you're going to sell.
No. I mean, we have boxes we still have to store for them. I only order about 20 boxes a month. So, we only have a limited amount.
Yeah. Well, I love all your stuff, man, but that thing looks like it's ready to go. Like,
hey, I've taken a lot of feedback on it, good and bad, and everybody's laughs when I tell them I don't like it either. So
wasn't there didn't people used to go on the Arcade 1-Up modding page and
teeter totter, you name it? Yeah, I've had all kinds of jokes about it, man. It's a behemoth. It's big, but like I said, people are happy. I'm happy that they're happy.
Put a handle in it and make it plug and play, and let them be able to change it from cabinet to cabinet.
Oh, you can easily do that. Lift it up, put it on your TV. I mean,
there you go.
Yeah,
it's huge. You order it, you're going to be happy. You're getting a true 4-player. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, appreciate that, JC. Appreciate you coming on. We're pushing an hour. We're going to go a little bit over today because we definitely want to highlight the arcade game of the week chosen by viewers of this show last week. And the arcade game of the week this week was Tapper. Tapper, of course, was released in 1983 by Bally Midway, and it was also predominantly sold to bars when it originally came out, because it had the Budweiser theme, had rail footrests, reel taps, drink holders, which, Carl, we're going to show your drink holder here in a minute. I think you got it behind you. And then it was re-released in 1984 for general arcades as Root Beer Tapper. And of course, dropping the Budweiser part of it. And obviously, this game has been around for a long, long time. It's an arcade classic. And Detroit Love, what did you think about playing Tapper this week?
Tapper is one of those games that I've always enjoyed. It's definitely on my favorites list, and I enjoy playing it. I suck at it. You just have to multitask. It's funny because it's a landscape game, but I also have it on the vertical, and I actually preferred playing it on the vertical game, and I actually got farther on the vertical game. But it's just a pretty cool game. You just you're forever moving, trying to get your tips, and this is one of those games you do have to know what it takes to get the score. You have to get those tips. You get a big bonus for that. But you can't relax with that game. You got to constantly keep moving. Pretty fun game.
So I saw that comment.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
4-player for the Legends Ultimate. Nah, I haven't done that yet. I mean, I probably could.
I'm surprised you haven't made the 6-player X-Men control deck yet, because a lot of people.
Come on now. Now you can't put 6 players on an arcade 1-up.
I once had a control deck this big. I mean, that thing would be a beast.
I mean, I could probably do it as an April Fool's joke and just put it out there. I mean, I'll make it like 55 inches wide, something. It'll probably topple over.
Yeah. Okay, so we definitely want to answer your questions in the chat, guys, so keep the chat coming. We appreciate it. But getting back to Tapper, Detroit Love says he sucks at it, but he has a good time playing it. What about you, Angel? Have you played Tapper in the past? What are your thoughts?
I'll be honest, I've never even tried it. I don't.
Oh, really?
I probably have it somewhere on a Pi or something like that, but no, I've never played it at all. So
you have Wolfenhaus's image on most of your things, so you have it.
Yeah, it's got to be in there. I mean, I'm an 8-bit, 6-bit, 8-bit, 16-bit era guy, so I like all the old classics like the Genesis, the Super Nintendo, all the Nintendo stuff. But when you have an image that has about 8,000 games, it's just so hard to actually play every single game, as much as you want to. And then as much as you like to play it, you get bored because that adult side of you says, "Oh my God, this is boring already." So let's skip to the next one, and you go on and on. An hour later, you're like, "Okay, it's time to take a break." So it's kind of hard to play all those games.
So yeah, it's going to be giveaway time for the folks in the chat. You guys have hung around for an hour. We greatly appreciate it. So now this is going to be a test to see who's truly a fan of the show, right? So last night or yesterday morning, I did a live stream where I played Tapper to prepare for this show. Whoever can guess closest to what was my high score, what did I score, you'll receive a $10 Amazon gift card. Just throw your answers in the chat. Whoever can guess closest or exactly will receive that $10 Amazon gift card. Let me know in the chat. And while we're waiting on folks to start responding, I'll tell you my experience. So Tapper, I think, is definitely worthy of the title arcade classic. It's a lot of fun to play. Definitely a learning curve. And you have to be on your toes. Like, you cannot stop scanning the play field for 1 second, or you're going to smash a glass, or you're going to or you're just going to die, or someone's going to make it to the end of the bar. It's definitely a challenging game. It was probably, we love these quarter munching games, right? These challenging games, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough because then they turn their backs on you, so you see them down there, you send one, and it's going to crash to the ground because they're not looking for the glass to come. I mean, there's so many opportunities for that glass to hit the ground or for them to meet it. It's super challenging, but it's fun.
I've never played it.
No,
I put it on in the background. You can't really see it because of my lights, but it's playing on mine. But I've never even played it. I have to try it out.
Yeah.
So, what was your high score, Carl?
I think over here on the landscape, I was maybe 8,000, and I probably got a little better over there. I think I'm 10,000 on the vertical version of it. I like the vertical better. Seems like I have a better scope of the screen versus the vertical of the landscaping. But I think about 10,800 is probably what my high score.
Oh, I beat you. Yes. Yes. He's beat me 2 weeks in a row, and I beat you this week. Yes. So I'm super excited. Super excited.
Well, so these people,
and I beat him. Just start, dude. You have a chance to win $10. Just start typing random guesses in the chat. That's what I would be doing. I'd be like 9,500 or 24,000. You know, let's get it going, guys. You want to win $10? I want to send it to you, and all that kind of stuff. But yes, Tapper. I was playing it on the PC on CoinOps. Now, for our next game of the week, I definitely want to get my butt back in the loft. I'm getting bored sitting in the office all the time, so. I'm hoping for the game of the week, we can pick something that is actually on an arcade 1-up cabinet to play. And hopefully the community will help us pick one. That way I can take some footage and do it out in the loft and have a lot of fun.
Burger time.
So the restrictions are
I don't have burger time yet.
The game of the week has to be. We'll get what do you have in the loft? Let's
I have every single arcade 1-up cabinet. Except for burger time, not until April. So yeah, hopefully folks will throw some. All right, we're getting some stuff here. We got Damon, you're too high. Facebook user, you're too high. Centipede might be game of the week. Sean, you're getting warmer. We're also getting guesses for game of the week. Pac-Man. Oh, you guys know I have this issue with Pac-Man, right?
Now you know everybody's gonna pick it.
Oh my God, Rex is right there. He's almost there. Rex is the closest, guys.
They're watching the video.
Have game of
They're
the week.
watching the video.
Oh, Devil Waldo. He. I noticed when I said it was in my video. I noticed we had 5 people leave, and then all of a sudden come back. All right, Devil Waldo got it. He got it exactly. Devil Waldo, 11,050. There you go. So Devil Waldo, you won a $10 Amazon gift card. Definitely message me. We'll get a hold of each other after the show. But congrats for guessing that. Now, do you guys know what the world record is for Tapper? This blows my mind. Does anybody know?
Nope.
No idea.
14,826,200.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Set by a gentleman named William Snowflake Rosa, February 16th of 2019. He broke the old record and set the new record.
Too much time in his hands.
14,826,200, and I scored 11,050.
Right. I couldn't imagine how long that took to happen.
Yeah. Well, here's Rex pointed it out right here. I think this might have been his trick. Is if you stay on level 1, you can make level 1 go and go and go and go, and you can rack up a lot of points. A lot of points.
Wow.
Congrats! I like he wrote noise. He wrote noise in the chat. Okay, guys, let's help us as we are starting to wrap up the show. Help us pick the Arcade Classics Game of the Week for next week. Let's pick something that is at least on one of the arcade 1-up cabinets. That way I can take some footage, get away from this desk, not do it on my PC, and do it from an actual arcade machine. So start throwing your stuff in here. We had Ladybug, Tempest. I love Tempest. That's a good one. What else do we have? Pac-Man, Joust. Keep the votes coming. Rampage. Oh, I hate that game. Gyrus. Mad Dad's Gaming is on. Awesome. Guys, check out Mad Dad's Gaming on YouTube. And I'm hoping.
What's up, man?
So I don't know if Mad Dad's knows this or not, but JC, is he still beating me in coupon code uses?
Oh yeah.
He is?
Sorry,
Damn it,
man. I can't lie.
Damn it. All right, Mad Dad's Gaming, the P-Dubs coupon code is coming for you. Place your orders, use your code. Mad Dad's Gaming, he's got a great channel. Make sure you check it out. All right, we got Crystal Castle, Centipede. I love that Atari 12-in-1 machine.
Dig Dug. Do you have Dig Dug?
Dig Dug. No, I don't have Dig. Dig Dug is the countercade, right? Yeah, I don't have any of the countercades. I just have all the.
You got to get one, man. Come on.
Yeah. And if I got it, I would probably mod it. Throw a pie in there or something, something easy. All right. Keep the votes coming, guys. Something on an arcade one up.
So, guys, what is your favorite arcade game? While they're still putting some choices out there, what is your? If you had to pick one retro arcade game, not the newer stuff.
Berserk. I like Berserk.
Berserk. Oh yeah, Berserk's wow.
I grew up on Ninja Turtles, man. I mean, I used to play that at the skating rink when I was a kid. That and Simpsons and a couple others, but mainly Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, yeah, Robotron was crazy for me, and Berserk. I used to love those games. That's going way back.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2. Can't go wrong with there.
I was a Mortal Kombat guy.
My all-time favorite has always been Donkey Kong.
No.
Donkey Kong, that's just classic. I could turn on Galaga and play Donkey Kong for hours and just escape. What about you, P-Dub? What's your all-time favorite retro?
I would have to say I loved playing the original Mortal Kombat 1. I mean, I used to always go, we had a baseball card shop, and at the baseball card shop, he had the original Mortal Kombat 1. And then and he only had one arcade machine in the baseball card shop, and I used to collect. I have a massive, baseball card collection. I have stuff here that's probably worth a lot of money sitting in the closet locked up, but because I've held on to this stuff since I was a kid. But he always only had one arcade machine in the shop. He had that Mortal Kombat. And every time we go there to buy, sell, and trade baseball cards, we would dump quarters and play Mortal Kombat. And then he would, when Mortal Kombat 2 came out, he got that one. Then Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, he got that one. So like, that's why I'm a Mortal Kombat guy. Some people love Street Fighter, but me, I've always played every variation of Mortal Kombat over the years. You can't beat my Liu Kang, man. I will crush you with Liu Kang. He's my boy. But yeah,
that's what a lot of people don't realize. I mean, don't think about. Is whatever was available to you, that's what you played.
Right.
I mean, if they didn't have it in the local shop or the bowling alley or whatever was convenient to you, you just didn't play it. I know my buddy came over and he was like, "Do you have Zap Zap?" I'm like, "I've never even heard of Zap Zap." But man, I put Zap Zap on the Wolfenall's image, and he played this thing for hours. I'm like, what is Zap Zap? I had to play it afterwards because I've never heard of it. Just like you, JC, you never played Tapper. It's what you were exposed to, what was available to you, and It's different for everybody.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Damon says he'll crush me with Reptile. I don't think so, sir.
Sounds like a challenge. Sounds like a challenge.
All right. So here's the good news is although I wanted to do this in the loft, we're getting a lot of votes for some pretty cool games in the chat that obviously they're not arcade one-up machine games. So I can play any of these games on my At Games Legends Ultimate, and I can set up the camera over here and play it on the machine instead of sitting here with my thumbs on the PC. So what do you guys think about Commando, Moonwalker, Donkey Kong? Oh, Carl's going to crush me in Donkey Kong. Let's see here. Yeah, Commando, that's the classic. You have these on your Wolfenose images, right?
Yeah, that's why that's why when you say it's a classic.
And Gyrus, NFL Blitz. Carl, do you have NFL Blitz?
I'm sure it's on his image for sure.
So how about we do NFL Blitz, Arcade Classic Game of the Week next week, and you have to play your Detroit Lions against my Chicago Bears, and I have to play my Chicago Bears against your Detroit Lions. How does that sound?
Let's do it.
And we'll see who brings their city justice. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. So the arcade game of the week next week, we're going to make it a sport game. We definitely want to change things up. So we're going to do NFL Blitz. You definitely want to check out our live streams on my channel as well as Detroit Love. And we are going to play the Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions.
Sounds like a game.
Also, guys, don't forget in the video description below will be links to reach out to Angel for ordering marquees, as well as JC at Tulsa Arcades. Get your orders in, guys. Coupon code PDubs. Save you 10% on select items. Is there anything else you got coming out, Carl, that you want to share with the community? Anything else going on?
I do have a mod when we talk about Tapper and with our beer and all that. I have the Golden Tea stool, and that's a mod I've been wanting to do forever to make that stool spin, so you can spin on it versus it being stationary. So I just have to figure out what the right quotes are for that, and once I do that, I'll put that video up. So that's what I'm gonna do this week, is finally get that video out. I hold on things for so long, it's ridiculous. So this helps to motivate me to put something out. So I'll mob my stool for the golden tee.
Yeah. NFL Blitz doesn't really run well on the Pi, but yes, I can stream it. I can stream coin ops or put coin ops on my Legends, and it plays just fine. You do have access to play NFL Blitz, right, Carl?
We'll figure it out.
If not, we'll switch games. No big deal. And JC, you're hanging in there, pregnant with twins.
Yeah, definitely. Also, we if you don't mind me giving a shout out on our Facebook page.
Of course.
If anybody's wanting updates on new products and stuff, you can go to our Facebook page, just / Tulsa Arcades. I'm pretty active on that page as much as possible. I don't do Twitter very well, but we do Facebook quite a bit. Okay.
Yeah, definitely check that out. I will put a link in the video description below for the Tulsa Arcades Facebook page as well. And what about you, Angel? What else you got going on?
Same thing, usual. The marquees. I got the ad games marquees coming up. I'm doing a couple of products. I spoke to JC about some certain things I'm doing for the countercades. You can reach me at my Facebook, like always. Message me. Counter. What else? My marquee stuff. I'm taking orders today, and other than that, that's it.
All right. Wonderful. And as always, guys, make sure you follow the Loft Report Arcade and Gaming Podcast on your favorite listening platforms. Subscribe to Detroit Love on YouTube. Subscribe to P-Dub's Arcade Loft on YouTube. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Hopefully we put together a good show for you to take your minds off of everything that's going on in the world. And I cannot thank these three gentlemen enough for taking the time out of their busy lives to hang out with me. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Until next time, we'll see you on the web.
Have a great day.